We say, look, we're closing all the back doors, not only to respect your privacy, but we're also protecting your data from cybersecurity breaches. We're also looking ahead and, starting to integrate things like post-quantum encryption and decentralization of data with replication. And so, by doing those things, you're really taking care of two birds with one stone.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Grow IT podcast. And it's your host here, Tragona King. And today we are very excited to have one of our guests, Mr. Andrew Riddaugh from Liberation Technologies. And we'll be diving into his story today and talk about what his company does, and then some engaging insights into the technology industry. So make sure to stick around. But without further ado, Andrew, welcome. Please, if you don't mind, just to kindly introduce yourself and tell us a quick snippet of your story.
Yeah, so my name's Andrew Riddaugh, CEO and founder of Liberation Technology Services. We've been around since 2021. Previously, I'm a recovering Politico. I served 4 years in the Trump White House, and then saw this massive need for revolution in the technology space, specifically in data centers. And so, we founded Liberation to really put some sanity back into the market and to drive innovation.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much for that. And tell me, Andrew, how did you get into this business sector? What was it that, like you said, it's quite a jump in my eyes from what you previously did until now, right? So what is it about this industry that you're so passionate about?
Well, I think it's really more than anything resetting the playing field. Technology companies treat us like numbers, right? And to the point where, they're changing their terms and conditions, they're mining and monetizing data, they're spying on our everyday lives. And, I think that technology, especially, the cloud and other critical infrastructure, really needs to be treated more like a utility, where as long as you're not breaking the law, it shouldn't matter your preferences or beliefs or anything like that. You should be able to operate online, operate your business in a manner that you see fit, right? And so being able to address this, and large part I was able to do this because my co-founder Pam Hurd helped build the first data center in cloud for the federal government 20 plus years ago. So she's really the yin to my yang and gives us the ability to develop a piece of infrastructure that respects each one of our clients and respects and protects their data and their privacy.
Tell me, Andrew, based on your expertise, what are the the current trends that you are aware of, when it comes to your industry? What way is the winds blowing these days?
Call it 18 to 24 months with AI and what that has meant for the industry. I think, finally now we're starting to see maybe a little bit of stability coming into the market. Obviously, there are some front runners, but one of the biggest trends that we're seeing is data sovereignty, data privacy. So many people are now kind of waking up and realizing, like, hey, I'm giving away all of this data. Data is essentially the new gold. It's the new oil. And in many parts, I'm using all of these free products. So in reality, I am the product, right? A lot of these technology companies are simply monetizing all of our information to, then go and sell off to the highest bidder. And so there's been a lot of folks and, even countries that we're working with that are saying, hey, we want to do things the right way and start bringing technology back into control, back into, a managed, mutually beneficial agreement.
What do you see like as the most significant value that your business, Liberation Tech, can bring to other businesses? And on top of that, what would you say, or how do you guys currently go about to communicate this specific value or values, to potential clients?
Yeah, we focus really heavily on, the data privacy, but also the cybersecurity aspect of it, right? because there's so much monetization and so much back end access, on other platforms, it leaves a lot of vulnerabilities. We see Google, we see Microsoft, we see all Zoom, all these big platforms getting hacked at a higher and higher frequency. And so, we say, look, we're closing all the back doors, not only to respect your privacy, but we're also protecting your data from cybersecurity breaches. We're also looking ahead and, starting to integrate things like post-quantum encryption and decentralization of data with replication. And so, by doing those things, you're really taking care of two birds with one stone, and being able to, give our clients the ability to rest easy at night, not knowing that their technology provider is actually working for them, and not necessarily just trying to maximize the data processing coming out of them.
Got it. Thank you. That's I can fully understand why you guys are so successful. That's excellent value that you guys bring to the marketplace. And then in your opinion, what type of mindset is needed to be successful in your view? As a founder of a company, maybe not just necessarily in your market, but maybe just in general.
It's just never give up. There are so many interviews out there, and I think some people may try to dress it up a little bit more than it is, but as a founder, it's an incredibly tough thing. It is a very lonely place. It is not always Wolf of Wall Street type lifestyle. It is very tough, especially over the last 4 years. But being persistent and consistent in what you're doing, that more times than not will lead to a successful outcome, because in due time you will find your ideal customer persona. You will start finding really what is working and what isn't. Don't get discouraged just because something hasn't worked out in 6 months, and you haven't necessarily been able to buy the yacht yet. Stay consistent, stay focused and diligent on what you're doing day in and day out. Don't look left, don't look right, don't try to jump on necessarily the next new bandwagon, because likely, you're already behind if you're jumping from one idea to the other. So focus on what's working, and just be persistent, and in due time, things will work out.
Tell me, Andrew, and then, what are some of the most important things, like looking back at your career, what are some of the most important things that, that you have learned?
It is don't believe everything on social media. There's no get rich quick schemes out there. But really, more than anything, you can achieve really anything that you set your mind to, if you're willing to go the extra mile, put in the time, put in the effort. Take the jobs that are less than glamorous. That's how I got my start in politics and was able to rise to some of the highest levels. And so by just really doing what you feel comfortable with, being able to make a decision, live with that decision, even if you don't have, all the right information, but don't start second guessing yourself. Things like cash flow can always be addressed, right? You can always look forward and tighten your belt if you need to, or make some great strategic hires. But once you go forward with that decision, just be confident with it. You're, as a founder, you're in that position because of the work that you've already put in. So, just because you're rising to a new role and in position doesn't mean you need to start second guessing yourself. But then also, look at really what is going to benefit you the most, what is well thought out, and especially in technology, right? Be wary of terms and conditions and, surprise billings and things like that. And really just try to find technology that you've vetted and that you feel very confident in, and that is going to work for you.
Excellent. That's such profound advice, I must say. I need to, thank you for coming on. And, I think with Liberation Tech, having such a dynamic person at the helm, I think you guys can only just grow stronger and stronger, right?
Yes. Well, that is the hope. And, we hope to continue growing and having such a great amount of success and doing just what's right.
Lovely. Tell me, Andrew, so where can the listeners, where can they get hold of you guys?
Yeah, so you can find us on all social media platforms or at our website at liberationtek.com.
Excellent. Well, Andrew, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Treg.